practitioner of yoga. And today we're going to show you 3 exercises to prevent hyperextension of the knee. So let's get right to it. Here we go. So hyperextension of the knee occurs when the legs are too straight, and if Angela would let all the muscle energy go and lock her knees back, that's going to put a little bit too much pressure at the backs of the legs. It compromises the knee, the joint, and in our movement in yoga, we really want to fire up both the calf muscle and the hamstrings to protect the knee. Today we're going to be focusing on the calf muscle. The hamstrings will be another video, but today we're going to be focusing on really firing up the calf muscle. So the first thing Angela is going to do is bring her hands to the belly of the calf muscle. She pushes her hands into the calf muscle. She pushes the calf muscles back into the hands, and you can see that her knees start to bend a little bit more as she takes this particular action. That helps protect the back of the knee. Nice strong calf muscles. It is particularly important in a forward bend sequence in yoga. From here, Angela brings her hands back to her blocks, but she keeps this nice strong calf muscle energy in the pose. She feels the knees bend a little bit, and she feels a lot of vibrancy, a lot of muscle energy on the backs of the legs. Let's take our first exercise and bring that into a common pose in yoga, a downward facing dog. Angela's going to start with the legs too straight. Okay, you can see how there's a little bit of vulnerability in the backs of the knees at this point. Now Angela remembers what she learns from our first exercise. She can envision that her hands are at the backs of the calf muscles. She's envisioning pushing her hands back into the calf muscles back into the hands. You'll see that the knees bend a little bit, and she has a much more enhanced, much greater muscle energy through the backs of her legs, which is going to protect the knees, which are vulnerable joints. This is something that we want to remember in every downward facing dog and again in every forward bend. All right, for our second exercise to strengthen calf muscles, Angela's in a Trikonasana and she's facing the lateral side of the mat, which is the long side of the mat. This is a lateral plane pose commonly done in yoga classes. To fire up the calf muscle in Trikonasana, Angela's going to lift her heel up off the floor. And you can see when she lifts the heel off the floor, the knee bends and the calf muscle becomes very firm. So the calf muscle is engaged. From here, Angela's going to start to push her toes forward like it's a gas pedal action. She pushes the toes forward, she lengthens all the way through the leg up into the hip, and then she puts her heel back to the floor. So this action helps keep the calf muscle nice and firm. It prevents hyperextension of the back of the knee, and that's a lovely Trikonasana. Our third exercise to prevent hyperextension of the knee will be taken from another common yoga pose, a Warrior 3. Angela will lift her right leg in the Warrior 3. She keeps her core nice and broad, and from here, she's going to lift her left heel off the floor. So the left heel comes high off the floor while she pushes the mounds of the toes into the mat like a gas pedal. Now, Angela, is your calf muscles working pretty hard there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're working pretty hard. For those of you who want to try another variation that's even more challenging, Angela now brings her right foot on top of this rolled up mat. From there, she lifts her left leg, and again, she lifts her heel high. She pushes the toes into the mat like a gas pedal, and when you come up higher on this blanket roll, you'll start to feel muscles working that you didn't even know you had. So a number of muscles are working and helping to support in this particular variation of the Warrior 3 that really fires up the calf muscle. So the knee is one of the most vulnerable joints in the body, and by knowing how to really skillfully get in the back of the legs, work our calf muscles, we protect that knee. We're just going to run through a brief summary of the focus poses today. So in her downward facing dog, Angela can envision her hands at the belly of the calf muscle. Her hands, she's envisioning the hands pushing forward to the calf muscle back into the hands. Now she steps the right leg forward, she comes into Trikonasana. This is another pose that I commonly see in workshops and classes where the back of the leg is too straight. Angela's going to remember what we did in that previous exercise. She lifts the heel a little bit, and that's fine to do that in every class you come into. Lift the heel a little bit, feel the power of the calf muscle. Then she pushes into the big toe mounds, like she's pushing into a gas pedal. This protects the back of her knee in her Trikonasana, and you can see that she has a nice little bend here in her Trikonasana. From here, Angela's going to move up to a warrior three. She starts in Uttanasana. She comes into an Uttanasana. Again, she fires up the back of the leg muscles, the calf muscles here. From here, she's going to lift her left leg. Now, the standing leg has more stress, so this is the leg where she really wants to focus on the calf muscle, bending the knee a little bit more. And you can see she has a lovely warrior three here. Angela, from here, bring your right hand to your hip. Good. Draw your right hip back. And that's, again, another nice variation in a warrior three. Come on into Uttanasana. Breathe. The moment you remember the breath, good things happen. And from here, Angela's going to bend her knees, bring her hands to the hips. She resists the shins forward, just as she did earlier. From the core power, she pushes all the way up. Those are 3 exercises today to prevent hyperextension of the knee. Thank you, Angela. See you soon. Let us know if you want some. If you have anything for the comment section, put it in the comment sections below. See you soon.